The Senate will come to order. Senator Bowden,
Mr. President, I impose a call of the Senate.
the Senate is now under call.
Yes, but what it says currently is that we can actually set our own pay, like, setting our own.
Senator Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that House File number 3067 be taken from the table and given a second reading. And
Senator Murphy is to release the call of the Senate.
Good Lord. Thank you, Mr. President. I move that further proceedings under the roll call be dispensed with and the Sergeant at Arms be instructed to bring in the absent members.
On that motion, all in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Members remaining on the motions and resolutions, we will revert to the third order of business. Messages from the House. The Secretary will read the message.
Mr. President, I have the honor to announce that the House has adopted the recommendation and report of the Conference Committee on House File number 3426 and repassed said bill in accordance with the report of the committee, so adopted. House File number 3426, a bill for an act relating to natural resources, appropriating money from the Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund. House File number 3426 is herewith transmitted to the Senate. Signed, Patrick Duffy Murphy, Chief Clerk, House of Representatives.
Senator Herb, before we get to Senator Murphy. Senator Murphy, we're going to deal with Senator Herb on the list. Senator Herb.
Mr. President, I move that the foregoing recommendation and conference committee report on House File number 3426 be adopted and that the bill be repassed as amended by the conference committee.
And before we vote on the motion, Senator Herb, will you explain what was done in conference committee?
Yes, Mr. President, the Senate bill and the House bill are not much difference. The major difference is the grazing rotation proposed by Senator Westrom, and also the battle already happened here where we took the provision that has to do with taking children to the boundary water. So it's very, very similar to the House bill, and we make negotiation. Evidently, the Westrom Amendment did not get into the conference committee, although we have pushed hard for it. What ended up in the conference committee report is provision, guardrail provision for a 2 years expiration date for the community grant that capped at $2 million. And that for emerging issue, to get approval, it requires 12-member approval of recommendation for community, not community grant, for emerging account. And when the bill left this committee, it was 109 projects, but now the amendment is not taken, so it's back to 108 with the amount balance at 102 millions, a little bit over 102 millions. It's 102360, just and 00 after that. So this bill still contain the resiliency project, water project, educational project, outdoor recreation, fish and wildlife, and energy and land administration. Mr. President, this is pretty much how I will describe it. I have some author remark too. Should I make the remark now or wait till later? Okay.
Wait till
Thank you.
later. Any other discussion? Senator Green.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will say that Senator Hurd did a good job explaining the bill. Although I think that was some pretty good reforms that came out of the conference committee. I was pretty happy with them. There's still a lot of spending in here and a lot of these projects that I don't think are really worthwhile, that the people of Minnesota, I think if they knew that what they were, would have some problems with them. But, Mr. President, we have debated this bill already, and I don't think that there's any sense in keeping us here late to do it again. But just to let people know, Mr. President, that the reforms that were put in were good, and I still won't be able to support the bill, but vote how you like.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, this is the motion to adopt the committee report. All in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Members, the secretary will give the bill its third reading.
House File Number 3426, a bill for an act relating to natural resources appropriating money from the Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund.
Third reading. Any other discussion before we go to the author? Senator Hur, your brief comments. Senator Hur.
Mr. President, first and foremost, I'd just like to thank everybody that are involved in the conference committee and also on the bill, and also member who serve in the LCCR committee. I'd like to thank conference member Senator McCune, Senator Kunish, and Senator Westrom from the Senate side here. And I also want to thank the Senate LCCR member, which includes Senator McCune, Senator Putnam, and Senator Steve Green, and Senator Tory Westrom. And I want to thank our Senate committee staff here, Mr. Dan Mueller, physical analyst, Ben Stanley, Senate counsel, and Cara Josephson, the committee administrator, Cassie Tomadov, DFL researcher, and Mike Calvu, committee legislative assistant, and Victor Flower, GOP researcher. And then Jose Pacheco and Saro Soov, our committee pages. And then Sai Yang, office intern. Cannot have done without them. I know there's much disappointment in this bill for my taste. This is a little off balance for me. Usually this bill, LCCR bill, has never been this controversial in the past, and I was trying to find a balance in the middle ground, but this is where I'm almost on the one leg in terms of appreciate for this bill here. We lost the taking youth to Boundary Water, but the battle is here, and even though we have good conference committee report, we couldn't remove the Surrey bond or fiscal agent, that fiscal agent requirement, and that I believe it could present barrier for programs or for recipients that seek for smaller dollars, and it will impact small towns, small nonprofits that will apply for this grant. But we'll leave that for next year, and hopefully DNR will give us a report whether this is needed in the coming year as we dispense this dollar. And I want to bring back that to the result of the ballot on the Environmental Trust Fund, that 83% of Minnesotans voted for this bill, voted for the Environmental Trust Fund amendment. And I prefer that going forward, we don't use the Environmental Trust Fund as a political leverage, either left or right, but deliver to the people the 83% or more. Even though 83% approve it, we could deliver to the people of 100%. So thank you, and ask for your support. Vote green.
The Secretary will take the roll on the final passage of the House file as amended by the Conference Committee. Members, please vote. Members, please vote. Senator Broding, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Carlson votes aye.
Senator Carlson votes aye.
Senator Port votes aye.
Senator Port votes aye.
Senator Zhang votes aye.
Senator Zhang votes aye.
Senator Swazinski votes aye.
Senator Swazinski votes aye.
Senator Kunish votes aye.
Senator Kunish votes aye.
Senator Clark votes aye.
Senator Clark votes aye.
Senator Putnam votes aye.
Senator Putnam votes aye.
Senator Fateh votes aye.
Senator Fateh votes aye.
Senator Latz votes aye.
Senator Latz votes aye.
And Senator Umu Verbatim votes aye.
And Senator Umu Verbatim votes aye. Senator Broding, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Rest votes aye.
Senator Rest votes aye. Senator Bowden.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Wickland votes aye,
Senator Wickland votes aye.
and Senator Mohammed votes aye.
And Senator Mohammed votes aye. Senator Jasinski, for those voting pursuant to Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Liskey votes no.
Senator Liskey votes no.
Senator Weber votes no.
Senator Weber votes no.
Senator Abler votes aye.
Senator Abler votes aye.
Senator Coleman votes aye.
Senator Coleman votes aye. All senators having voted who desires to vote, the secretary will close the roll. There being 46 ayes and 19 noes, the bill is passed and its title agreed to. Remaining on the motions and resolutions, I'll call on Senator Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that House File Number 3067 be taken from the table and given a second reading and placed on the general orders calendar.
Members, any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. The secretary will give the House file its second reading.
House File Number 3067.
Senator Murphy, any additional motions? It is now on general orders and second reading. We are now moved to the 13th order of business. Any announcements of Senate interest? Without objection, the following senators will be excused from today's session. Senator Duckworth from 11:30 to 11:55 and 4 o'clock until the end. Any other announcements of Senate interest before a motion? Seeing no further discussion, Senator Murphy for a motion.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until Friday, May 15th at 11 a.m.
To that motion, all in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. The Senate is now adjourned.